everyone, Erica here from Highway 49 RC. Thank you to my patrons and channel members for making this video possible. Welcome to episode 8 of the MOA build. As you guys remember, episode 7 got cut short because it would have been an hour long otherwise, and that's just too long for a build video. Today we're going to continue getting the MOA tuned into tip-top performance. I've got some machining in store for you guys and some other bits and bobs. So with that, let's get straight into talking about how our last part test run went and where we're gonna go from there. I am back from another test run, and I wasn't really sure where to go with it from here, but I thought about it for a little while, and I think I've got a game plan. So I'm really happy with the way this is performing right now, aside from the fact that we still can't do that hill climb crevice. That is my goal, is to get this thing to do that climb. I'm sure it can, it's just a matter of getting it tuned right. I have pretty much maximized the amount of traction that I'm gonna be able to get for the amount of tire deformation that I'm comfortable with. So I don't really want any more deformation than this, and that's the maximum amount of traction that I can really realistically get out of these tires, is what I've already got. I've got the super softs in the front, the softs in the rear, but I don't really want to go messing around with foam positioning yet. What I want to try to do is add weight to the front end. That is something that I think we are really lacking here. I have these steel pucks that I have had laying around from an old project. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a modular weight system to attach to the steering knuckle, because I only got the aluminum knuckles when I bought these axles, and I don't really feel like waiting around to get the brass ones in or spending the money. So I'm going to make a modular weight system out of these steel pucks. Yeah, okay. I spent 3 hours yesterday making these weights. They are ugly as all hell. They look disgusting, and I was like, all right, dumbass, do this the right way. Go buy a piece of brass and machine these the right way. So I did. Went and bought some brass. I'm gonna whip up a program real quick, which I don't know why I just didn't do this from the first place. Like, using the pucks was a great idea because I had them scrapped, but I wasted so much time. Anyway, let's get on with the design and the machining. Oh yeah, look at that, you guys. Now looks sexy. Those look so nice. Compared to this crap, oh yeah. I don't even know what I was thinking in the first place trying to make them out of steel. These weights look phenomenal. I love them. Really happy with them. One of them got a little bit munged up because it started coming off of the main bar a little too soon, but thankfully the cutter didn't break. What I am going to do, I think, is make a cover plate for the top of here because that is going to be a prime location for rocks getting stuck in. So I think I'm going to do that. I might make them out of brass also. Little brass piece to go on top. But yeah, overall, the 3 pieces came out great. These 2 are the same. This one goes on the outside because it's got to clear the outer portion of the hub. This one's got to clear the inner portion. And yeah, really happy. I'm so glad that I decided to do this. Boy, I should really not be allowed to use the CNC machine today. I have been doing nothing but making mistakes after stupid, oh my gosh. Anyway, brass top plates are done. As you can see, there's 2 little circles there in the surface of the brass, and that is because I drilled the holes in the wrong locations. What I ended up doing, I had some brass rod laying around, so I tapered the ends of the holes on both sides, and I actually basically put brass rivets in just to take up the holes and make it look at least a little more like even in surface finish. And I mean, obviously it doesn't, you know, but it looks better than holes, I'll tell you that much. And I was also kind of worried about there being a hole in the top for dirt to get down into where the hub is. But I think it turned out okay. The tapers and the ends of the holes help keep the brass plugs in place. For what it is, I'm kind of proud of my solution. I think that was very ingenious of me. So since we've been working on optimizing our front end weight so much, I also want to tackle the battery issue. This is the smallest battery I had until yesterday. I went to my local hobby shop and picked up 4 of these little itty bitty guys. Let's take a look at them. These are some itty bitty little 3-cell lipos made by Tattoo, which is basically the same thing as Gen's Ace. 450 mAh. Now, this compared to a 2200 mAh is a really big difference. And 450 is not going to get me very far, especially when it comes down to dual motors and dual ESCs, which is why I'm going to be running 2 of them at a time. So since I've got 4, I've got enough to make 2 battery packs. I'm going to run them in parallel and set them up as saddle packs either side of the servo here. I'm going to set one on this side behind the drag link and one tucked over here next to the transmission. Hopefully that works out pretty well. I'm not sure if that'll end up being the final location for them. I could put them on the rear axle because they're super, super light. Like seriously, they weigh almost nothing, especially compared to all the brass we just added. So I may end up putting them on the rear, but for now I want to make a pair of battery plates for the front here. Okay guys, it has been a minute since I have talked to you, but I have gotten my battery plates made along with some battery protection cover plates. I put little slots in the battery plates, as you can see, to actually put the straps through, which is a pretty good tip that I have not done before. I just kind of came up with it on my own. I also attached my cover plate to the strap as well, and I have made my saddle packs here. They took about 2 hours each to make, but they sit perfectly on there just like so. You can strap them in, and the little aluminum top pieces keep them protected from rocks, which is the main reason that I run top plates on my batteries on both this rig and my shafty, because rocks punching through your lipos is a big no bueno. The battery plate on this side I have attached to the transmission and the upper C-hub attachment screw there with a standoff underneath. And on this side I've got my battery tray attached to the servo mount here and the knuckle screw over here with a standoff. As you can see, I've also changed the way my steering links are set up for probably the 20th time now. I put my tie rod on the underside of the knuckle plates and moved the bend over to this side, mainly just so I can clear the battery tray on this side. And I've got full steering either direction, no collisions or anything. I did clean the blue paint off of the outer rings here, as you can see, because it was just getting destroyed and it was starting to look kind of gross and ugly. I left the blue on the inner rings for now. To get the paint off, I used my X-Acto blade to just scrape it all off, and then to get a nice consistent surface finish, I used a big block of aluminum and some 600 grit sandpaper and basically just sanded down the rings on top of that to get a nice smooth finish, just like it rolled off the mill. My wiring has gotten rejiggered around a bit, and it does look like a rat's nest on camera, and that is because it 100% is. Just like most of my rigs, they're usually rat's nests. My receiver had to get rotated because of my new antenna tube mount, as you can see there. I'll give you a close-up in a second. Moved my BEC up here to the cross member. There's my antenna tube mount. I've got a little 3mm set screw set in there, just like Traxxas does it, and I can pick up the whole back end of this rig just by the antenna tube, which is great. It's held in there super well. The last thing I want to go over in this video is the body panels. Now, I was originally going to use this really thin Lexan for the panels, and this is, I think it's like 20 thou maybe, or 25 thou. Super thin, but it's way too flexible. I might use it for some panels in the back that I can put some stickers on just to like bling the rig out a little bit where it doesn't really need to be thick. But I'm actually going to be using this stuff, which is 1/8 inch thick. I think this is called Crystallite. It's basically plexiglass. I used this same material, I think, to make the chip guards for the milling machine. I'm sure you guys have noticed those in some videos, and that stuff seems to be really durable, doesn't seem to crack very easily, and that's what I'm going to make the body panels out of. So this one's got a nice curve on it, and I want to show you guys how I do that. I got my piece of Crystallite, cut the width that I need it, obviously peel off the protective stuff. If you're following along, once you cut it, you can clean up the edge with a little bit of 220 grit sandpaper. That makes it nice and smooth. And then you're going to want to cut it in length longer than you need it, because the bend is going to be pretty imprecise, so you're going to have to trim it once you're done to get it to fit the curve that you want. Get this clamped up here. I'm going to go super slow, be real gentle with it, because I only need a really shallow bend. Put your heat gun on low also if you're following along. Keep the distance pretty far away, and just really gentle pressure, and you'll feel it when it starts to heat up. You'll feel it start to bend. It'll start to get kind of soft, and like I said, I only need a really shallow bend, so I'm not going to go too crazy on this. Just taking my time, letting it really slowly heat up. I can feel it start to get soft and deform. And then when it gets to that point, don't go nuts. Definitely don't want to go nuts. Alright, let's see how that does. I'm going to hold it there while it cools so it doesn't spring back too much. which it is going to. That's just how it is. But I really don't need very much at all. Let's see if that'll be enough of a bend. All right, let's check it here. And we're getting there, definitely getting there. Just a tiny bit more, I think, and then we should be good. That's absolutely perfect. I think you guys can see what I mean about having to fit the bend to your part and why you need it to be longer. So I'm gonna cut this to length. I'm gonna put some holes in both this panel and the hood panel as well so I can zip tie it on. Also a hole for the antenna tube on this one. And then we'll head back inside, get them attached, and I think that'll be it. All right, the body panels are cleaned up, the holes are drilled, they're zip tied on. They look okay for now. All that is left to do is to put my custom designed vinyl decals on the inside of them. They are front side adhesive, so basically on the design side is where it's sticky, so they'll stick to the inside and they'll be nice and protected, which is great. So obviously I'm not going to do that now because I'm going to tease you guys and make you guys wait till the next episode. And bam, just like that, you guys, the MOA build finally is done. There's still one more episode that's going to be a final unveiling of the body panels, and also we will finally get to see if this thing will actually do the hill climb crevice or not. So I'm going to make you guys wait one more till next time, and we'll get to see if it will finally do it or not. You guys will also get to see what the body panels look like. I'm super excited to share those with you. I spent a lot of time and hard work on those. I'm really proud of them. I think they look great. So I will stick those on for next time and get you guys a super awesome cinematic music video for a finale for this thing. So with that, guys, that's all I've got to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for all your support. Thank you patrons, thank you channel members for making these videos possible. If this does happen to be the first video that you have seen by me, make sure you go down, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, smash that like button while you're at it, and support me on Patreon. Join my Discord server where we have a very active community of fellow RC enthusiasts talking about just about everything. Follow me on Instagram at Howie49_RC and become a member of the channel as well. That's it from me, guys. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.